Okay, I want to do just a little bit more about how to name things, okay? So, here we have the chromatic scale in numbers. And, I told you that these long lines here in between the numbers are, you can think of them as frets. So what happens is when we go from like 3 to 4 on this scale, just move one higher, or we go from 3 to flat 3, for example. That movement is called a half step movement. Okay, and if you're looking at it on the guitar, it will be just moving down one fret or moving up one fret. Same here. Okay, here's our note. We go down half step down to flat 6, or we go up to flat 7. So 6 to flat 7 is a half step. If we do two notes up, or 2 frets motion, since we're doing a guitar course here, from flat 3 and we went to 4, that would be called a whole step. Similarly, flat 3 down to flat 2 would be a whole step down. Okay. When we do 3 steps, so 3 down, 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 up to 5, that's called a minor third. And similarly the other way, minor third up, 3 frets is called a minor third. And then going down 1, 2, 3, 3 notes down on our chromatic chart, that is a minor third down. Usually when we start using the names, like the flat name or the sharp name, most of the time we try to be very consistent. If we started naming things by the notes by their flat names, we would try to keep that nomenclature going throughout the entire piece of music. I mean, there's variations on that. Similarly, if we did the same thing with the sharps, we would try to stay with the sharps as much as possible. And there are exceptions, and we will tackle this further on down the road when we do some of these scales. Okay. So what happens is that musicians now have a choice of 12 notes in a chromatic scale. Well, music doesn't sound so good when you play chromatic music. I mean, people experiment with it, but scale, little clusters. We would pick, like, how would I say it the right way? 5 notes out of this chromatic scale, 6 notes out of the chromatic scale, 8 notes out of the chromatic scale, sometimes 9 notes out of the chromatic scale, and then we would make music with those. And so there's different names for what we wanted to do. We will tackle this later more deeply. But just for example, the whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Musicians say that is a major scale. Okay, if I said 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and then the octave, and that's the game that we were going to play, I would tell my fellow musician, hey, let's play in natural minor. It's also known as Aeolian scale. So, that's all I would have to tell the other musician, and they would automatically know that, oh yeah, we're going to play 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and the octave. Those would be the choices of notes that we would extract out of the chromatic scale. So I'm going to move on now to, there'll be more explanations of this down the road, so don't panic. We're getting very, very close to actually tackling the guitar. Next, I just want to teach you what I call alphabet soup, okay?